It's December. I'm curious what the percentage of people who are just genuinely like, yay, Christmas is versus people who are like, this is loaded with some level of detail. And so I think this is a really, really good time to remind ourselves to let ourselves off the hook. We don't have to be perfect. We don't have to be perfect. We don't have to just reach all the expectations we have for ourselves. It's a great time of year to let other people off the hook, right? It's a great time of year to, rather than thinking about who does what somebody always does, it's a great time to breathe into, that's fine, they're on their path. Now, letting somebody else off the hook usually involves rewriting your story about them. It's so easy to say the story about them. They're like this. They're always like this. They are anxious. They are negative. They don't pause and enjoy the time. They stressed out. And for you, you're just saying it because you have 20 years of data backing up what you're saying. Right? Like you're just saying, because like there's like a long list of facts that like would basically get on board the entire world to agree that indeed this person is like that. However, to truly let somebody off the hook and to truly do the best thing for them and you is to be aware of how you are declaring how they are. Because even in your observance of how they usually are, you are now co-creating in that space. And no matter how awesome you are a vibrational match to the worst part of them by observing the worst part of them or whatever they do. Yeah, there's some head nods out there. I even know people without their videos on are like nodding their heads. And so this could be a really great time of year to practice rewriting your story about other people, your kids, your mom, your partner, your friend, the world. I know you're right. We all know you're right. We all know we're all right. We're not just making this shit up. However, we are not on a high horse observing somebody else not doing the work. If we're really doing the work, we are not noticing that they are not doing the work. If we are noticing they are not doing the work, then for that moment, we slip out. Because we are paying attention to the part of them that is not. I know, bad news, right? So the exercise would be like, if you just think about who pisses you off most at the holidays, write their names down. Who annoys you the most? Or what about it annoys you the most? Is it the excessive gifts? Is it somebody being cranky? Is it that you have to go somewhere? So really anything about the holidays can be rewritten, but then let's go deep into like, who are the people? Who are the it's opposite, not victim. Who are the suspects? And what do you usually say about them? That is factual. And when we change the story we have about them, we are energetically letting them off the hook, but we're also perhaps sometimes the first person that is creating space for them to be different. Because as long as you declare that they are the way they are, there's no energetic room for them to not be that way with you. You are a match. You are bringing out that part. They cannot change. And we don't do this work to change them. We know everybody's responsible for themselves. However, if you wanted to help, then we would create space for that. Lindsay just texted in if I could repeat that. let's see, what did I just say? Is that when we change what we say about them, we are sometimes the first person ever to give them space to not be that way. And it's not that we're trying to manifest them being different. They're responsible for that. However, if we are looking at it and complaining about it, we are co-creating with them and we are making it impossible for them to not act that way with us. They could have gone on some amazing retreat, done a whole bunch of personal development work. I know you're like, no, they didn't do that, but they could have. And if your point of attraction is, but they're like this, when they show up, you are drawing that out of them. So to acknowledge, oh, I am constantly saying this person's negative. This person doesn't make good decisions. This person is going to blah, 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 blah. You are ensuring that. And you are not giving them a gift of being the first person to unlock them or give them space to be different. So this is a great time to be like, what do you say about people? And what can you say about them instead? What's nice is the rewrites are kind of similar, right? The rewrites on what we say about people, and we have to practice this. It doesn't help to hear me do this. Like, you're going to need like to set a timer and have a couple minutes of quiet time to remind yourself that they are on their path. I don't want to judge their path. I don't even want to look at their path. I want to be on my path. I want to remember that it's all about my energy. My life and me being helpful is all about my energy. They are on their path. I am not going to worry about them, depending on the situation. I am not going to worry about them. I'm not going to get angry at them. I am not going to worry about them. I'm going to allow them to be however they are. I'm going to either care less about what they do. I'm going to lean into thinking what they do is funny, or I'm just going to be in my little bubble that I create and observe them Let me use this time to start practicing creating space by observing people more, laughing more, and reminding myself that everybody's on their path. I'm not here to understand their path. I'm not here to figure out what their best path is. I don't know what their intentions were for this lifetime. I don't know how they wanted to grow. I don't know what kind of contrast they intended to live to give them an opportunity to expand further. I don't know any of that. So can I just let them be? Can I look at them and say, you're on your path and I love you. You're on your path. I have love for you. You're on your path and this is going to be funny. You're on your path and I'm going to stay here for less time than last year. You're on your path and I'm going to drink a little bit more this year. I think there's some gray area in there where that's not necessarily a bad thing, depending on you and your personal goals. Let me let you off the motherfucking hook. Let me let myself off the hook. Let me just see how chill I can be. Let me give permission to second guess how I do the holidays. I love really challenging decisions I made 30 years ago. Because the holidays are so much what we did last year, what we've been doing every single year. You are so free. You're so free that you can say, what parts of this do I not like? What parts of this can I opt out of? What parts of this do I like? What could I add in that would be awesome? For me, I'm considering having Christmas dinner catered at my house because I'm like, I would like to eat well and I don't want to do any work. So I'm thinking about that. That's kind of cool. Recently, I have been doing this throughout my life. Actually, so I've been a vegetarian my entire life since I was 5 years old. And for 20 years now, I've considered eating chicken because to add protein to my diet. And this past year, I started doing that. But like the main thing that tickled me was just opting out of a decision I made 35 years ago. It's really cool. Like, it's kind of empowering to be like, I may have done it like this for 30 years, but actually I can do it any damn way I want. Because all I really want is to be chill. All I really want is to enjoy things. And I don't want that to be conditional. That is how you can flow the most love this season.